Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Well, it was good artwork yesterday with the picture of the lobster, but this is fabulous artwork again today with these two conjoined hearts and an arrow through them. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to giving this a go. This is for Pewter Bleep, who I was meant to do this yesterday. So sorry, Pewter Bleep. It was the second anniversary for you with your boyfriend Mark, and I'm so sorry that I'm not doing the puzzle until today, but hopefully doing it today will somehow make up a bit for that. Lateness is never forgivable. Punctuality, I believe, is the politeness of princes, but also the pitfall of Sudoku solvers. Right, there's some good rules here as well. I'm looking forward to giving this a go. I think it's probably fairly approachable given one of the rules, but I'm not sure about that. We will see in a moment. It's a very interesting picture anyway, and I admire that thoroughly. Now, don't forget that on Patreon we've got the Duality 2 puzzle hunt by the Skunkworks, and that is a brilliant collection of puzzles, just as Skunkworks is a brilliant collective of Sudoku setters who have created them. 15 different authors involved, so there's plenty of variety. 15 different rule sets. There really is plenty of variety. It's excellent. Do check out our Patreon, where of course Simon this week has solved Lake's incredible Roggen puzzle. There is so much Roggen with it that there are a lot of rules, and they all have to be falsified. It's an incredibly difficult solve. It takes Simon a couple of hours, I think, and it's most amusing. So do check that out. My crossword solve will be appearing on Patreon later in the week, so do join us on Patreon. It's great fun. Do consider getting our merchandise like the Knowledge Bomb water bottle or SVEN'S Sudoku Pad on the links under the video. And of course, there are all of our apps, which should have included, well, they do include Fog of War if you're on Android or Steam. And it should have been released on Apple, but for some reason, on the AppStore, for some reason that update hasn't occurred. I don't know what AppStore are doing. They have been one of the more reliable of the three suppliers in the past, so it's very irritating that they're just sitting on this when it's been submitted to them a while ago and not releasing it. But do keep checking if you're on AppStore. Sorry about that, not really our fault. There are some great puzzles, Fog of War puzzles in the newest release, and we urge you to get that new app. It is very good value. Now, let's have a look at, well, I heart, how does one pronounce heart? Probably love. I heart Sudoku with a pink heart and a blue heart. And this is, as I say, by Pewter Bleep to commemorate their relationship with Mark. And I'm going to go through the rules. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The darker magenta lines, that's this colour, they each contain a set of consecutive digits in any order. So that is a set of 6 consecutive digits in those cells. That is a set of 4 consecutive digits up there. The blue line is divided by box borders into segments of equal sums. So those 3 will add up to that, same sum as those 3, same sum as those 3, same sum as those 3. The green line is a German whisper line, and neighbouring digits must have a difference of at least 5. Now, the light red line, it's described as if you're on the link, but I'm calling it pink. Well, maybe it is light red. Okay, I'm going back to calling it light red. So this other heart. Neighbouring, it's a strong whisper, with neighbouring digits having a difference of at least 7. I did enjoy the puzzle recently where digits had a difference of at least 8, but at least 7. This is the rule that makes me think this puzzle is approachable, because that's surely a good place to start. There's a hint. And there's 1x, and the 2 digits on it add up to 10. Give it a try on that link. I'm not guaranteeing it's approachable. You can check the video length, but I am hoping it is. And I'm going to have a go now. Let's get cracking. So the reason I think this heart is very important is with a difference of at least 7, surely the only digits available for it are 1, 2, 8, and 9. And we've got to alternate between high and low of those. I mean, it's much easier to see than actually for the German Whisper. So let's come up with some colours here. I hope I don't interfere with the colouring of the puzzle. I'm alternating between high and low. Now, this one has to be 1 or 9 because that is going to connect to both green versions. Oh, this is one of those... No, I was going to say, is this one of the puzzles where... No, the X is not going to... It's the blue line that is going to determine polarities. That's what I'm thinking. Don't worry about that if you don't understand what I'm saying. Polarity is the term we use for distinguishing between high and low, like green and purple here. Right. Let's look at the blue line, actually, because... Okay, the reason I was saying that is 1 or 9 is it must connect to both either the 1-2 pair or the 8-9 pair here. That one also actually sees both of those two. Along the rest of this line, I don't see many cells where I can determine this 1-9 pairing, but it's interesting that I can there. What I was going to do is move to the blue line, which is a region sum line. Now, this digit is the sum of 3 digits in a number of different boxes. And it can't be the same 3 digits throughout, because in this row there are 4 such digits. So that is not 6 or 7. If that was a 6, it would have to be 1, 2, 3 in every box. So the only numbers that could appear on the line were 1, 2, and 3. But there are 4 of those in row 4. So that's not possible. So it's 8 or 9 here. Oh, and that's almost interesting. Now, this purple, this Renban line, this arrow bit, if that's a 1, these would have to be 2, 3, 4. So they're going to form a little group of the same polarity. Unfortunately, I shouldn't really colour them all green because they might include the number 5 if that was a 2, which would have to be touching 2 9s. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. This isn't quite as straightforward as I thought. Now, right, there we go. Here's the polarity break-in. That can't be a 1-2 pair because these 3 blue cells would add up to at least 12. There'd be 3, 4, 5 at a minimum. So green is high. I'm going to convert green to orange. And we're going to write a 9 in there, and we're going to reduce the other cells to 1, 2, to 8 or 9 by taking out 1 or 2. Purple is going to become blue, which is my colour for low, and they're all 1s and 2s. That one specifically is a 1. Oh, I completely failed to do that right. Thank you, Mark. Right, they're all 1s and 2s. Now, this group of cells are from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. As I say, they shouldn't really be coloured orange. Now, if this... there's a 1 there. This group of cells has to be 2, 3, 4, and that's now a 9. Now, one of those is a 1, and in its box, the blue cells will be 2, 3, 4 again. We've also got high, low, high, even on the German Whisper. That is low, so this is high. I'm not going to allow 6, because that can't be a 1. And it already can't be 9, so that's 7 or 8. Now this can't be 4. And the X is connecting to a high digit there as well. These are low. Now, this is low, obviously, on the Whisper, but it would probably have to be for the line anyway. Yeah, okay, I don't quite know what to do. Is that... Yeah, no, this group of 4 cells, it's not as useful as it was when we were considering that being 6 or 7. Oh, that 9 is looking at that cell, so that's an 8. That's looking across at this cell, so that's a 9. But the 8 is useful because the 8 must be touching 1s on this strong Whisper. So those become 2s. Now that 2 must connect to a 9 there. That makes this an 8, which must connect to a 1. That makes this a 2, which must connect to a 9. And that makes this an 8. And that completes the line. I'm going to get rid of all the colouring because I don't think it's going to serve much purpose anymore. Yeah. There we go. Bingo. Right. So that's not a 9. These must include 6 and 7. In fact, that can't be a 9. The 9 in the top row is in one of those cells. But 9 can't be on the blue line here. So 9's in one of those cells, and now 9 is in that one. And these must be a 7-6 pair. 2 in row 1 is there, and that's a 3-4-5 triple. This group adds to 9 without the 1. That's the 2-3-4 group. This one can have a 1 there only. Oh, this is low enough to connect to a 7 or an 8, so it's 1 or 3. This one isn't allowed to be 1 or 2, so I'm going to put 3, 4, 5 there. I know this isn't a 1, 2, 6 line because we've had the 2. In fact, this adds up to 9 without a 2. Doesn't it have to now be 1, 3, 5? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I should have known that slightly more straightforwardly, or more intuitively, more experientially. I don't quite know what word I'm searching for there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a 9 in this box is placed there, and that places 9. Is that all the 9s in the puzzle? It is when I put that one in. Bingo. 9's done. Now 8 in row 5 goes there. How are we doing on 8s? We need 1 down there. We need an 8 in one of those 2 cells. 2 is looking at that cell. That's a 3. Touching a 7 on the X, and must touch an 8 on the green line. So now we're even better off with 8s. 8 there, 8 there, 8 there, and 8 there. They're all done. Now this group adds up to 9. If it has a 1, it's there. If it has a 2, it's there. It could have both and have a 6 here. So I don't know. So, okay, what other digits have I got to put in box 4? 4, 6, 7. In box 6, I have 5, 6, 7 to place. And look, that is a lovely quadruple in row 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. Making that 2 or 3, which is interesting. It means this is not a 2, 3, 4 triple. And that means there is a 1 in it. And the 1 must go there. These are either a 3-5 pair or a 2-6 pair. Don't know the answer yet, but I'm putting a 1 there. That's not a 1. I think this Sudoku method is working quite well for me, finding doubles and triples. No, I'll tell you what, this 6-cell Renban doesn't have 9 or 8 on it, and it doesn't have 1 on it now. Not one of the cells on that line can be a 1. So it is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Renban. I was going to say I must know where the 2 goes, but I don't. It goes in one of those 2 places. Now, I'm going to literally pencil mark the whole thing to death because I'm a nutter. That one can't be 3 or 7 by Sudoku. I mean, I think it's going to be very helpful, but I need to work out how. Now, this is either going to be a 2-6 or a 3-5 pair, and that, together with that cell, is going to use up 2 and 3. So that one isn't 2 or 3. So now 2 and 3 on 2, so 2 is placed on the Renban, and 3 has to be in one of those cells, which makes that a 5, and that might start unwinding our whole business here. Maybe not. That's not 5. Down this column, they can't have a 5 in, but there is a 5 on this Renban. It's there. And that's not a 5, which I've probably known for a while. I just hadn't thought about it. That's not a 2. No. Okay, so again onto this line. One of those 3 cells is a 7. Okay, I'll tell you why that's interesting. That means that none of these 2 can be a 7, because it must see the 7 on the Renban. And if they can't be a 7, by the Sudoku, those can't be a 7. 7 in box 7 is definitely in those cells, and now it can't be there. And now that's a 4-6 pair on the Renban, and this is definitely a 3-7 pair. And that is going to help us, because in the column we have 4 and 6 left to place. Isn't it going to help us a bit more? Yes, I can actually resolve the 3-7 because I've got a 3 in row 8 already. Now we're going to get a 3 in one of those cells, but on this 2, 3, 4 there is a 3 in one of those. So I can put 3 there. That's not 3 now. 2, 3. One of these is a 7. Oh, I thought 7 might be limited in box 6, but it's not yet. Still don't know. I do know there's no 4 there. So the 4 in the box is in one of those 2 cells, and that sorts out this cell and disambiguates that part of the blue heart. Now this can't be a 3-5 pair, it must be a 2-6 pair. And that becomes a 3, and that becomes a 4, and the central box is completely finished. And that's probably going to speed us on to a conclusion. Let's just look up. The middle column we needed 2, that's done. Then I've got a 4-7 pair, 3-5-6 still to place, or 5 and 6 in that column. 2-3-8-1-9. That's a 4-7 pair. There's a 5-6 pair in there. 9-4-7-3-8. That's a 2. That's a 1. This is a 5-6 pair. 7 there, 6 there, 4 and 7. That's a 6. That's a 5. That's a 7. This is going very nicely now. Pewter bleep. So 4-7 are resolved. That's become a 5. That's become a 6. Then we get 3-4. Then we get, it's almost beast mode. Haven't seen the recurrence of beast mode in a while. 3 and 6 there. We've got a 1 and 4 to go in the top. 7 and 3 are resolved in row 3. 6 and 4 here make that a 7. Don't know the order of those, weirdly. And that's 5 or 6, but this 5-6 I do know. Then along the bottom row, this one has to be a 4. 1, 5 and 6. I've finished everything on the lines. I feel like I've entered deadly pattern mode. This, well, of course, on the Renban. 6, 4, that is going to do it. 1, 4. Now we know where the 1 goes. It's there. The 5 and 6 are resolved north and south. And we finish off there. That is great. I love Sudoku, especially when it's got a lovely picture, a nice break-in, and a beautiful flow to the puzzle. That's really good. So happy anniversary, Pewter Bleep. Sorry I missed it by a day. Hope it's good today, as it was yesterday. And congratulations to you and Mark. Hope to see you guys all for a more Sudoku fun tomorrow. And I hope it's as smooth as that, although I bet it won't be. Thank you for watching now, though, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.